Hey, my name's Steve Martile, and in today's video, we're going to talk about dark clouds that are surrounding you and how to bring in the light. So, if you've had this dark cloud that's been following you for your entire life or for years, then there's a very quick and easy way to let it go. And it's to realize is that you're the one that's stringing it along. Okay? So I had a session today with a client. I won't mention his name, but as part of our session, we got to a point where he had said that he's destined to feel sadness. And he has this dark cloud around him that follows him around. And I said, are you willing to let it go? And he said, well, a part of me wants to let go, but the other part of me wants to hold on because that's who I am. And I had said to him, is that really who you are? And that sort of confused him. Because, see, when we identify with something like a dark cloud or this destined experience to have sadness this entire lifetime, we feel that it's true, that that's the only option. But we always have a choice. And so when I went back to this person and I said, every experience you have is a choice. Even if you believe you're destined to have a dark cloud and have sadness your entire life or to have poverty, whatever it is that you feel destined to do, no one's benefiting from it. Not even you in many cases. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot of times we believe it's because of either the way we were brought up, circumstances, a soul contract, that we are destined to a life of being limited, of poverty, of sadness, of being emotional unstable, when really we're the one that's carrying around the dark cloud. Now, we're not doing it on a conscious level, we're doing it on an unconscious level. And the key is to get clear on the choices that we're making to pull that dark cloud around. At one point during our conversation with my client, I'd said to him, well, would you be willing to let it go? And he said, I can't. And I said, well, if everything's a choice, then couldn't you choose to let this go? And that's when they realized that it was truly a choice. It's truly a choice at every moment. When you realize that you choose the way life's going to go at the subconscious level, then you get to make new possibilities. But until you realize it's a choice, you're stuck in servitude. You're stuck in a prison that's self-created. And so the reason I'm shooting this video is that if you feel right now that you have a lot of dark clouds surrounding you, what I'm telling you, or you're having a lot of negative experiences that you're pulling into your life, what I'm telling you is that on an unconscious level, you're the one that's creating the experience. And that might be hard for you to believe, but I've seen it over and over again. Every time I work with a client, we get to the subconscious, we have a dialogue with the subconscious to realize that that belief that I can't let it go, that it's who I am, is false. In fact, it's just a choice. And in fact, in a lot of cases, it might have been a choice you made when you were very young, where it was just like you made the choice and you didn't realize that that choice isn't appropriate anymore, that you could shine a light on it. And that's what we're doing when we're bringing conscious awareness to these darker aspects of ourselves, these limitations, these beliefs that we want to hold on to sadness, or we're destined to have a dark cloud around our life their whole life. That type of belief system, when you shine a light on it, which is conscious awareness, your awareness of what it is, then you immediately let it go because it doesn't make sense to hold on to it. And that's the stage that we're at. There may be one of you, like a small group of you, that have chosen limitation in this lifetime, but I find that hard to believe since there's so much possible. And given the time that you came here. So this process of releasing the dark clouds around you is something you have to do yourself at a subconscious or unconscious level, because once you do it, you stop carrying the dark cloud around. Well, a lot of us believe that we have people in our lives that are like giving us a hard time, and it's our job to straighten them out. No, your job is to bring more light into your body. And the way you do that is to see that every person in your life is a reflection of your subconscious and is there to show you something. It's a mirror. It's to show you that you're reflecting back your subconscious, and something, information comes in. If it feels painful, it means it's something that needs to be looked at so that you can bring it to your conscious awareness, light. And as you do that, then you get a new perspective, a more empowering perspective. And guess what happens? You feel lighter, you expand more, and you don't deal with that limitation anymore. So people in your life, for example, that are driving this dark cloud that you're living under, that also is another form of reflection of the subconscious. So regardless if you work with someone who's helping you start a dialogue with the subconscious so that you can realize these limitations were chosen by you, they were choices, and that you can let them go at any moment in time, you also realize that every response or reaction you have to the people in your life that are creating sadness, depression, anxiety, fear, anger, those people are there as a reflection of your subconscious so that you can heal, bring light, awareness, conscious awareness to that aspect of your subconscious. So as you do that, guess what happens? You expand, you have more light, and you're able to evolve and grow. That's why those people are there. They're not there to make your life a living hell. And I'm laughing because I used to have this relationship with my dad where it was one of those things where I was like, man, he's just like always in my face. When you realize and heal from it, when you bring conscious awareness to that aspect of you, that subconscious, that is now, you bring light to it. You can change your perspective. As you change your perspective, the feeling goes away, and now it's lighter, more fun, and enjoyable relationship like the one I have with my dad right now. We joke around a lot. So if I can do it, then you can do it. I'm not any more special than you are. You might not have the tools to do it, which is why my book, the second book that I'm coming out with in a few months, we'll talk more about that. I'll have a link and I'll post it down here once the the book comes out. But it's a process to help you bring conscious awareness, light, to those aspects of your being that you are unaware of. These dark shadows, these dark clouds that you don't have to carry with you the rest of your life. You can let go of them at any time. And to realize that the people in your life, if they say something to you and you get triggered, that's about you, not about them. And that's why they're here. In fact, your higher self probably orchestrated their position, their experience, them being here in your life so that you could let go, so that you could bring conscious awareness, light, to that aspect that you're unaware of. And once you become aware of it, then you can change your perspective, you can change your point of view, you can let go of the limitation, you can let go of the belief. And in most cases you do. And the reason you do is because it doesn't make sense anymore. It might have been appropriate at one point in your life, but it's not appropriate anymore. And so the reason I'm sharing this topic and concept is that you're in total control of how this whole subconscious reflection of other people in your life goes. You're in total control. So this book is really a map on how to map through these subconscious programs and understand that those reflections in your outer world are actually the mirror back of your subconscious, the part that you're unaware of. And as you become aware of it, you drop it, you drop the limitation and you move on. There's no third party outside of you controlling you. It's really all you. If you are holding on to a dark demonic aspect in one of your chakras, okay? I've had these conversations. If you're holding on to a demonic aspect of your personality in your body, which is usually one of your energy centers, which are the chakras, you're holding on to it and you don't want people to see you for who you really are. What are you afraid they're going to see? Oh, I'm afraid they're going to see this. Well, is that really you? No. Are you ready to let it go? Yes. Perfect. Let's do that now. You rebalance the energy, you let it go. That's what the book's about. That's what the process is about. It's about realizing that at this stage in our lives, there's no other third party controlling you. You actually have free will. However, free will comes, I don't want to say at a price, but there is work involved. There's effort involved to surface these dark aspects of ourselves. But once you surface them, once they come up and you look at them, light, conscious awareness on these aspects of your personality that you don't really prefer anymore, you'll drop them. The only reason you wouldn't drop them is you don't believe that you can. But if you realize that even the choice to believe that is a choice and you get to choose your experience at any moment, you can let go. So in the end of the day, you have free will. You can choose anything. You might not want to choose limitation anymore. It might not be your preference anymore. At one point when you were very young, you might have wanted to protect yourself, to protect the heart from feeling things because you were picking up on the vibrations and the feelings of the people around you. And they were feeling things you didn't want to feel. So you blocked them out. But guess what else you blocked out? Every other possibility, all the other information that's available. See, what happens is when you block the heart energy center, two things are happening. Information is not able to come in because you're blocking it, and information is not allowed to go out. So you become less powerful as a creator. You're not as deliberate as intentional because your heart energy center is blocked. And you're blocking it because you believe that you're protecting yourself, but really all you're doing is limiting what's possible for you because you're limiting the emotions and the information that you can experience coming in. And what happens when you limit what comes in? You're only experiencing a limited version of your life experience. As soon as the heart opens up, all of a sudden anything is possible. New information is possible because you're no longer blocking that center. So this whole idea of like reaching for the light is about really diving deep into the subconscious and realizing the darker parts of you that you no longer prefer, that no longer serve you, getting clear on what they are, and then realizing you have a choice to either keep experiencing limitation or not. And like I said, when you were younger, 3-4 years old, maybe you chose those experiences because it was appropriate at the time. You didn't know what else to do to protect yourself. But now, it doesn't make sense anymore as an adult because it's causing more limitation. It's causing you not to have relationships. It's causing you to distance yourself from other people. And that's not healthy for you anymore. So you don't prefer that. You don't choose that anymore. But it's up to you, ultimately, to make those choices of what is appropriate for you. So if you have dark clouds around you right now, every day is a rainy day, what I'm telling you is that you're dragging the clouds around. And again, you're not doing it at the conscious mind, you're doing it at the unconscious. And as soon as you become light, conscious awareness, and bring light to that aspect that is unconscious, and realize you have a choice to let it go, well then life gets really easy because you let it go and you move on. You don't feel the feelings anymore. You don't feel the sadness, the depression, the anxiety. You feel the state of peace. You feel grounded. You feel connected to your higher self, to the earth, to other people. And if something bad comes in, like something that you deem to be inappropriate or offensive to you, it comes in, you take a breath, it goes out, it's maybe a moment, you feel it, it's over. But what we're doing is we're trying to protect ourselves from those thoughts, from those feelings of others, from maybe what people are saying about you, because we're getting triggered. And as we do that, we're resisting, we're tightening up. And then guess what happens inside you? Tighten up. And then what happens? The energy is not free flowing. You don't get the ideas, the information. Life is not easy. Manifestation becomes more difficult because you're not in the flow of life. You're not guided by your third eye, or you're not guided by your higher self. You're not getting the information because it's blocked. You would like to get the information, but the energy is just like, it's coming in and then it just bounces off because you have this protection mechanism. As soon as you let it go, the dark clouds go away, the information comes in, you're like, oh, that's the idea I was looking for, or that makes really sense for me, or this really connects with who I know I really am. I'm going to do that. That becomes the game. Again, like I said, my book's going to be coming out in a few months. Talk more about that in the book, and how you can use it for yourself to actually let go of these dark shadows. I hope you found this useful and helpful. I've got a new journal coming out that's going to be sort of like paired with my 7-day manifestation book. So it's a 7-day manifestation weekly journal that's coming out in a couple weeks. I'm hoping to get it out before Christmas. I think it's going to be like $5-6. You can buy it alone or with the book. It's meant to help you as a weekly journal so that you can work with the book. So the book, you read the book or you listen to the book if you've bought it, and then the journal works with it so that you can actually journal your intentions on a week-to-week basis, among many other things. I hope you found this useful and helpful. Thanks for watching and listening. If you enjoyed this, please share this with someone you care about. Thanks for watching again. My name's Steve, and we'll talk to you next time.